Alrighty, so today I wanted to talk about something that I held off for the longest amount of time to do, which was purchasing Sigma brushes. I am a really big skeptic, and I remember when that whole fad was going around and like, oh my gosh, MAC dupes, I'm like, no way, it can't be possible. So I'll admit, I bought crown brushes instead because they were so much cheaper, and like, I would have begged for my buck. I spent like $100 or maybe 150. I spent a ton and I got a ton of brushes. Not to say that I like dislike crown brushes because they are really good quality made, like you don't have the handles are pretty good, like with the ferrule and glued on. I do have one that's like a little loose, but not hearing it crack or whatever. They're densely packed. Um, you know, they shed and they bleed in my experience and don't smell very good, but they're not soft. Crown brushes are not soft. And my whole point is, I wish I would have jumped on the Sigma train a long time ago because Sigma brushes are extremely soft. So this is mine. I got the $129 professional makeup brush kit. I absolutely love these cases. They are fake leatherish type deal. I'm not really sure. You'd think that they'd be really easy to clean, but I am masterful at putting dirty brushes back into my brush belt. And yeah, I had to take my cold cream by Pond's, which I use as a really heavy duty makeup remover, and like slather it all over it just to clean it up nicely for you guys to resent this. So makeup it is kind of hard to clean. You'd think it'd be really easy to clean these cases, but they still have those difficulties. I love that it's magnetic clasped, Oop, things are falling out. It's all pretty in here. This is it. I made sure not to use them other than this last tutorial just so that they'd be all clean. um, However, one thing that I have noticed, I purchased a second one of these, just the case. And the quality, the continuity of quality is not necessarily the same. That's something that I definitely, one of the first things that I noticed, because this brush right here, the handle is obviously bigger so that you can fit this in here. I cannot fit this brush into the other one. So the sewing of these, they're not measuring them, entirely or whatever. So they're not all the same. You can't guarantee, which is a little disappointing because I'm all about, I notice those things, continuity of things, when if yeah. So, but anyways, one thing that I love the most about these brushes is that they are a good price, a really good price. They are soft, extremely soft. These don't really, I don't think they smell. I haven't done a really deep, thorough cleaning. I'm horrible in that I always like to spot clean. I have a little spray bottle of MAC brush cleanser, and I spray it on the brush, and then I wipe it on a rag, and that's how I clean. But the fallout on these is not bad at all. The only downside is that they're not densely packed, um, like crown brushes or like MAC brushes. I don't know if you can see that, but yeah, they're not densely packed. Um, but I'm not going to, that's not a big boo-hoo for me. I still love them because I went to purchase MAC face brushes and they were really coarse. I was really disappointed, you know. I was ready to lay down $50 a brush and they're going to be scratchy. And I was like, this is just like buying crown brushes. I might as well just use my crown brushes. So I was really, really happy about the fact that these were so soft. This is my favorite brush here because this is what I set my foundation with. And I love the fact that it is so soft. It's like the best thing. Another thing that I love about this is that you can get those MAC brushes that you don't know that you would entirely use. But you don't have to spend a lot of money for these brushes. Like these are like, I think this brush right here is $40 if you get it at MAC, and I don't know how much this one is, but you know, like discontinued, not discontinued, but you know, they're just limited time brushes, so you can get pretty good dupes of them. Now, I don't own either of these in MAC, so I don't know how well they compare to it, but still, I like the thought that, you know, they have to have somewhat of a similarity. Maybe they're not going to work as amazing as the MAC ones, but still, you know, that's something that I really, really like about this. Another thing I have to say is that, like, the 217, it's not exactly the same as what my MAC one is, but it still does a really awesome job because there's differences, and they're subtle, but they still help me to do my makeup. Because, like, for instance, my MAC brush of the 217 is more densely packed, so it's a little bit stiffer, where this one's more flimsy. I use this for light application to do eyeshadow, and then I'll go in for more detailed work with my MAC one. So it's really helpful. I've heard a lot of people talk about how the smaller version of the 217 that they give you is more like the MAC, which I can tell by just putting my finger over it. This one has a lot more hair in it, more densely packed, but I haven't really used it this much. For the most part, I've been using the big size brush, regular size brushes of my Sigma, and I've been using this since October. So I really, you know, gave it thought and whether I liked it, and I use about all the brushes except for, I hate this brush. I hate this brush because I will never use these. I don't use concealer brushes, and I don't use these kind of eyeliner brushes. And I'll admit, like, I really don't use these two either. But like I said, they're nice to have in case. I love the blush brush, though I wish that it was, I love the shape of my crown brush, okay? I wish that it would mimic the crown brush. This is the crown brush, and this is the Sigma. If it had this shape, I would, like, love it even more, you know? But it's soft, and so I'm happy with the fact that it's soft. Customer service for Sigma, absolutely amazing. When I first purchased this brush set, my E35 tapered blending brush, I don't know what the MAC equivalent is, like 222, 224, it was bent. You know, here is the handle, the ferrule, my cat wants out, and it was bent and, like, glued on, like, crooked at a weird angle, and so I was really disappointed. I'm like, I just spent, you know, over $100 on this. I want everything in this to be perfect, so I took a picture of it. I contacted Sigma Brushes and, you know, gave him this picture. I told him that everything and asked if I could have a replacement, and they're like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, and right away they sent it to me. Now, I live in the U.S., and shipping is really, really fast. For instance, another situation that I had, and this is how I can, you know, claim to you that customer service for Sigma brushes is so amazing, is that for Christmas, I received the synthetic brush set. And I ordered them in November, and Santa Claus didn't give them to me, obviously, until Christmas. And I barely used them because I was gone for like 2 weeks straight after that, hanging out with friends. And just last week when I was doing tutorial, yeah, it came off. So just this last Sunday, I took another picture explaining the whole deal, sent it to them, and by Wednesday or Thursday, I had, you know, my replacement, which was amazing. Absolutely love that. So I have to say that, you know, they were so understanding, and I really appreciate that because, you know, even though it was purchased in November and given as a Christmas gift, that their product was defective and that they gave me a replacement. So, and this, I must say, is my most favorite brush to use when putting foundation on. I think that it's a really good deal to get the synthetic brush set, the $45 altogether. However, I have to say that the flat top kabuki, I haven't really found anything that I like it to do Like I've tried it for foundation, and I still like this one way better. I've tried it for setting my powder, and you know, so I haven't figured out what its niche is. And as for the angle top kabuki, I really love it to do cream blushes. And what I do is I only use the top half of it to dab on the color, and then I use the whole thing to blend out everything, and I do the same process then to set it with the powdered blush. Absolutely amazing. Love, love, love. I feel like everybody should have a synthetic angled brush, and this one is just absolutely amazing. I got into that whole fad of the synthetic stippling brush, and it's just too flimsy for me, and I never bothered to buy a MAC version of it because when I checked them out at the store, they still seem flimsy, so I never liked these. But this, I mean, I can still do the stippling thing, and then I can buff it all out, and way better, way better. Anything that I highly recommend, it would be this, the Round Top Kabuki, which is 582. Number 582. So amazing. So I love Sigma brushes. I wish I would have bought them sooner and probably not wasted any money on my crown brushes. However, let's not regret. But yeah, so that's my little spiel about Sigma brushes. I hope that helped.